Adamano. Where did Yanina? Where did on wine? Marry for many. Marry Ocean J. When we fair Ajake, where they are never walk also, I marry for many. Yadish Mudiana. I did go to a one Bolugawe. If a many. Ishagwa. Well,
a press address by Otagugbe community, viz. Omosadigugbe community. The title of this address is A Tale of What Greed Does. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you are highly welcome to this historic press conference. We have chosen this venue for today's activity because it once harbored the seat of the symbol of unity of the Otagugbe people, which incidentally the Apa boys and their chieftains have threatened to destroy. For centuries past, the constituent communities that make up Otagugbe Kingdom have wandered through subsequent creation more or less independently, thereby achieving very little in comparison to the anticipated goals. Suddenly, we came to the recognition of the wisdom and advantages associated with unity built on justice. We therefore chose to unite under the Oduaghan stool with the traditional ruler as our administrative head. You will no doubt agree with us that whatever affects one part of a harmoniously united system affects the whole. Omosadige community, one of the 6 ruling houses in Otagugbe Kingdom, is widely known for its peacefulness, law-abiding nature, hospitality, and enduring patience. As it is now, it has suddenly been set ablaze by a group of thugs known as Apa and their chieftains. Business activities have gradually been paralyzed. People now live in fear and panic. Consequently, that progress which we dreamt of when we united as a kingdom has been threatened to its very root. How did it all start? Before the Nigerian Civil War, Omosadige people, with their ancestral home at Otagugbe, were predominantly subsistence farmers, fishermen, hunters, traders, and craftsmen. The young ones who succeeded with their academic pursuits sought white-collar jobs in neighboring urban cities. At festival times, the small town is usually overflowing with merriments and joyful activities. People can sleep outside with their doors open without fear of theft. People could roam the streets till late in the night without fear of molestation of any kind. People could express their views freely without intimidation. Leaders were faithful and honest in the discharge of their duties, and the citizens held them in high esteem. But with the advent of oil exploring activities of the Nigerian Ajip Oil Company Limited, greed for the personal acquisition of the material benefits accruing therefrom overshadowed the intuitive perception of our leaders. In succession, they no longer cared about the general welfare of their people. They relegated fair play, honesty, and faithfulness to the background, thereby sowing the seed of eventual discord and inevitable disintegration of the community. In 1969, a leadership crisis mingled with the intent of defrauding the community of benefits accruing from the operations of Ajip with respect to the Obiego parcel of land erupted. The quarreling parties marched to the court in pursuit of justice and came out with a consent judgment in 1972. This judgment recognized late Chief Vincent C. Ole and Chief Polotuya as the contact men for Omosadige community as a whole, with respect to the operations of Ajip in Obiego parcel of land. The consent judgment, in addition to spelling out the modus operandi for sharing the benefits, renamed Obiego as Benekuku, which became the 7th family in Omosadige. Omosadige land was henceforth vested in the Okparuku, who in conjunction with the family heads and the council of elders handled the administration of the community until the advent of the Oduaghan stool. Upon the death of Chief Vincent C. Ole, Chief Odine Jechi was mandated to replace him. In 1987, another leadership crisis mingled with defrauding the community of benefits accruing from the operations of Shell Petroleum Development Company Limited and Elf Nigeria Limited erupted. This time around, Chief Vincent Ole, without due authorization, extended his representative activities across Ajip in Obiego to Shell Petroleum Development Company Limited and Elf Nigeria Limited in Okuibome and Nketako, respectively. The parties involved once again marched to the court to seek justice. Again, the crisis also ended with another consent judgment in 1996. By this judgment, each of the 7 families that make up Umusadege community are to nominate 1 contact man each into the Community Accredited Contact Men Committee, CACC, which shall represent the community with respect to the operations of all other oil prospecting companies, save AGI. This judgment also spelled out the modus operandi for sharing and accounting for the benefits accruing therefrom by upholding the 1972 judgment. After the expiration of the tenure of office of the first set of contact men, 1996 to 1999, a Community Development Committee, CDC, was inaugurated by the Elders Council, with Chief Odine Jechi as chairman and Chief Jonathan Ijede as secretary. The CDC was given specific terms of reference, all of which were deliberately violated for 8 years running, despite repeated protests from the community. Using Adege Progressive Association, APA, as a strike force for intimidating and molesting the citizenry, the CDC as an administrative cover, Chief Odine Jechi and his minions, that is, Jonathan Ijede, Ozegbado, Kingsley Jechi, Ukoma Amokale, Sunday Nu, and Godwin Uzoka, suppressed all the demands by the community for accountability, annual conference, and reappointment of another set of contact men with respect to the operations of any other oil prospecting company in Umusadege community, in accordance with the provisions of the 1996 consent judgment. Using their positions as chairman and secretary to the CDC respectively, Chief Odine Jechi and Jonathan Ijede blatantly violated the 1996 judgment by functioning in a dual capacity as contact men to other oil prospecting companies other than AGIP, e.g. Elf Nigeria Limited, for 8 years running, 1999 to 2006. In 2005, Midwestern Oil and Gas PLC extended its activities to Umusadege Marginal Field, and another leadership crisis mingled with the intent to continue to perpetuate fraud with respect to the anticipated benefits that may accrue from the operations of the company erupted. This time, Chief Odine Jechi and his cohorts started maneuvering to hijack the management of the CACC with respect to the operations of Midwestern Oil and Gas PLC. In reaction, the Elders Council met on the 27th of May 2006 with the Okpaluku presiding, and after extensive deliberations resolved to dissolve the CDC and APA. This resolution was communicated to the king, who in his capacity as the administrator of the kingdom gave approval and subsequently informed the appropriate quarters. Furthermore, the community prepared a list of the nominated contact men from each of the 7 families, got it endorsed by each of the 7 family heads and Okpaluku, and sent same to the management of Midwestern Oil and Gas PLC. It is important to note that in a meeting of the Community Accredited Contact Men Committee held on the 2nd of April 2006, members elected their officers with Chief Emmanuel Ogbe as chairman. In reaction, Chief Odine Jechi and his cohorts, that is Jonathan Ijede, Ozegbado, Kingsley Jechi, Amokali Ukome, Sondenu, and Godwin Uzoka, under the sponsorship of Ossai and Ossai, Majority Leader, Delta State House of Assembly, embarked on a systematic plot to impose Godwin Uzoka, his blood brother, on the community as chairman of the CACC against all odds. This plot culminated in their undermining the authority of the Okpaluku and the Council of Elders by unilaterally declaring Godwin Uzoka as the chairman of CACC without the consent and approval of the family heads and Okpaluku. In a flagrant negation of the administrative procedures of the community, Ossai and Ossai, Odine Jechi, Jonathan Ijede, Francis Osele, and Ozegbado conspired and boycotted the Okpaluku, the 7 family heads, and the Elders Council, endorsed and sent an unauthorized letter to the management of Midwestern Oil and Gas, introducing Godwin Uzoka, in bracket, Ossai and Ossai's blood brother, as chairman of the Contact Men Committee to ensure an effective hijack. See copy attached and marked Annexure F. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it is important to draw attention to Article 4, page 4 of the Memorandum of Understanding. See copy marked and marked. See copy attached and marked Annexure G, reached between the community and the company, which states that members of the Community Accredited Contact Men Committee, CACC, shall be the only people recognized to deal with the company on behalf of the community. Despite the fact that Ossai and his cohorts are all signatories to this important document, they unilaterally violated its provisions and fraudulently misadvised the management of the company, as can be seen in page 2 and 3, paragraphs 3, 4, and 5 of Annexure F. By so doing, Ossai and his minions, in continuation of conducting themselves in ways that have continually breached the peace of the community, sowed a seed of discord that has grown and matured into the present crisis. On the 6th of June 2006 at about 10 a.m., Ozegbado, Theophilus Opia, Ndokado, Ejechi Bombi, Akoshoba Henry, Unwe Ose, Enemwe Achi Opia, and others invaded number 12 Ogugu Street where the Secretary General of the CACC lives, while he was taking his bath.